Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the IWillAim Podcast. Our topic for today is product storytelling with a special guest, Christian Schuett. Christian, welcome.
Will, thank you so much for having me on your amazing podcast. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm really looking forward to this discussion. But before we start, I would love my audience to hear your background. Can you tell
Sure,
something about
sure,
yourself?
sure. Well, my name is Christian Schuett. I'm a German living in Malaysia, so I'm traveling a lot as I have most of my clients being based in Europe. And I'm an expert in cinematic storytelling. So, what I'm basically doing is filmmaking, but not just the let's say like normal filmmaking. I'm always focused on the story. And since a few years, I used to find myself in the product storytelling, let's say niche, as most of my clients are coming from the hi-fi and high-end audio background. They are producing amplifiers and loudspeakers and streamers and CD players, and that's where I focus most of my creativity on to at the moment.
So let me ask you the next question is what inspired you to be a product storyteller?
Well, the product storytelling came by getting to know people in this industry, but my background is totally different. I'm coming from a financial background. I'm used to be a insurance broker until
Mm.
2015. I've been building up companies and holding structures with a business partner of mine, and there was a time in my life where I couldn't look into the mirror anymore. I was successful. I was, I was like money wise and financially, I've been quite successful in what I've been doing. But inside, my heart and my soul was a bit empty. I wasn't fulfilled at all. And then I've been thinking back on what I actually wanted to do in life. And I remembered myself when I was young, when I was playing with Lego bricks, and instead of building up police stations and fire stations, I've been building up movie sets and film studios when I was a little boy. And once I recalled this memory, I couldn't get rid of it anymore. And 1 month later, I took the leap of faith, jumped into the cold water, and built up a green screen studio from nothing, from like no experience, no knowledge. I mean, I've never went to film school. I just had this idea in my head, and from there I took it and became a filmmaker. Did events first a lot with popular German speakers, and then slowly advanced into the product storytelling niche, let's say like that. I got to know a couple of people within the hi-fi industry, and they trusted me. They've seen what I've did before as a filmmaker, and they said, "Oh, all right, let's try. Let's try with this guy." And it turned out quite successful. I helped them, raise the sales figures. So I guess I did the right thing for them in one way or another. Um, and then more people came to me, asked me, "Oh, you're that guy doing this commercial for them, and you're that guy doing the social media content and this project for this brand. How we would like you to help us too." And so one thing leads to another, and since then I'm quite set within this industry, at least in Europe. Where I have my clients in many different countries: in Switzerland, in Germany, Austria, France, UK, Denmark, Slovakia, where I regularly travel between the countries and help these companies, uh, yeah, with product launches and tell stories about their products as good as possible.
I think the one thing that caught my attention is even though you were very successful in the insurance industry, you still found the void. You found a void that you weren't happy with something. And what I like about what you did is you share your story that you took a leap of faith and built this studio and green screen without any prior experience. It kind of gives people a perspective that if you have something inside you that you want to fulfill, your story is an example of a journey that they could relate to because you took the leap of faith and look at now where you are and how successful you are. Thank you for sharing that story because that story need to be heard by some people out there who's probably right now in the middle of the journey wondering like, oh, what should I do? Should I do it or not? And
Yes,
I think thank you
yes,
for
and
sharing that story.
most welcome. And just let me add a little bit to it. Of course, I've been frustrated with what I've been doing for quite a while. Yeah, maybe there was already half a year or 1 year that I was not fulfilled, but I've been missing in my brain. There was like, okay, what should you do? I mean, back then, that's 10 years ago. Now I'm 38. Back then I was 28, soon hitting 30. And I've been thinking like, okay, is this what you really want to do for the rest of your life? Like really, really want to do? And the question, my intuition, my gut was screaming, hell no. This is not what you want to do. This is nice for making money and having a nice apartment and a nice car and all of the fancy little things that make you feel good about yourself. But if you take a closer look, and that's what I did back then, it was not fulfilling me in more than a financial way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I realized that, then I was like, I was off to finding what I really want. And then I remembered myself being this kind of creative, but at the same time, technically loving little boy, you know? And then I just go with that. I couldn't, like I said before, I couldn't erase this thought in my memory anymore. It was like implanted into my brain, and I had to at least try it. Um, yeah, and then I called a very good friend back then. We are still good friends. To help me build a green screen studio, and he was like, "What you want? What is that?" Yeah, and then I told him what's that, and it was rather small, 50 square meters. I think it translates into roughly 500 square feet. It's not a big, it was just a normal room, and we yeah, made it into a green screen studio because roughly 10 years ago it was almost at the peak of virtual production. Everyone was doing a video course and wanted to do that in a green screen studio to
Yes.
have this kind of modern look, because you can edit everything, you can do anything in the background, you can change whatever you want. And that was how I started, how I got into this industry. I learned everything by myself, and with the help of a lot of YouTube uh, videos. But I never went to film school, so yeah, the learning curve was very steep, and I learned from making mistakes that filmmakers who went to film school will laugh about. Yeah, but that was my kind of yeah, let's say awakening, maybe, yeah, to what I really want.
It's great that you actually expand on the story because you have a high level story